Arena 19. Never fished it before. Only 10 anglers on here. It's one section. The competition's on section points. Let's get some kit out. Right, bit of a rush job, but it's not often I fish with a pole, so I just want to make sure everything's alright. I've got the top kit set up and everything. I'm going to try and keep it pretty simple on here. Like I said, I've not fished it before. Just had Neil McKinnon down. Thanks for watching, Neil. I know you do watch these vlogs for the information, mate. Always a top lad for a bit of information. I've not fished on here before, but he has. I'm going to keep it simple. I'm going to kick off on a method feeder. That's the peg. I'm going to kick off with a method feeder, just short of halfway, with a boilie on, probably one of the high vis boilies, with pellet round it, and I'm just going to ping 8mm, fishery 8mm pellets over the top, and just keep my eyes out for what's going to happen around me. I'm going to feed a 5 metre line. It's really deep here, I'll show you in a minute. It's really deep close in, so I've got a 5 metre line just slightly to the right, and then I've got 2 margin lines which I've cut out. Bait tray, fishery micro, I'm going to put them around the method feeder. Dead maggot, I'm going to be cupping dead maggot in down one of the margins. I've got some corn, 8mm boosted meat, I'm going to be feeding that down one of the lines as well, and I'm going to feed that on the 5 metre line, and fishery 8mm pellets, what I'm going to be pinging. I'm going to put some of those on the 5 metre line as well. Kit wise, 5000 Aquas, pellet master, pellet waggler rod, just a nice 6 gram 8mm pellet waggler, and got the Carp Master 10 foot 4000 reel with just a I think that's 15 gram, yeah, 15 gram method feeder. Going to kick off on that and just see what happens around the lake. I've got a cage set up as well. Yesterday I was on Match Lake and I didn't catch anything for 2.5 hours, and I switched to a cage feeder, targeting carp really, and ended up with £30. Just transformed the peg. It was unreal, so I've got that. I don't really want to use that, but it's there. Got some hemp as well. Some of our, you've not seen me use this before, that's the Superseed, so I'm going to put that down down one of the margins as well. Nemesis pole's out. There you go, look, see, I have got a pole. I've got a margin rig set up down here. The best depth I can get really down here is about 2 foot. I can't really get it any shallower than that, close into the banks. It's a really deep margin, and then I've got a 5 metre line where it's probably 8 foot deep, I'd say. But yeah, lot of space on here today, and that's about it really. Like I said, I can't say too much because I don't really know how it's going to go. When the wind drops, I've actually seen a few fish cruising about, so mugging could come into play as well over the bank. There's the mighty Spessy Lake. Marty's drawn 28, I think he is, over this side. Don't know if you can hear me because of that wind, but yeah, I mean, what an event. I mean, it's an 80 pegger usually, but we've had 5 people not turn up, so there's 75 anglers here. Atmosphere's great. 2-day competition done on section points. This was all one section today, so I've really got to win this lake in order to get 1 point to win the section, which is what I want to do. So yeah, we'll start off on the method feeder, just see how that goes, and I'll check in with you in a little while. Time! can see the conditions have changed a little bit now. It's rock hard, absolute rock hard. There's 2 hours to go. I've got 2 carp for about £12. They've been caught down my margins. One on my left hand side and one on my right hand side. The lad 3 pegs to my right, he got on first cast. He had a couple on the method, and then he's had a couple down the margin as well, so I don't know if he's got about, he might have 5 or 6 now, I think. So I've only had 2. I've lost one as well. I've just dropped a method feeder on that 5 metre line, and like I said, there's less than 2 hours to go. And I've got one, and there's a bit of a snag here at 5 metres. I found it when I was plumbing up with a pole, and it got caught in it, and it's pushed me. Which I'm really annoyed about. So it's just hard all around the lake, you know. I think this guy 3 pegs to my right is probably winning the lake with 5 fish. So I'm priming the margin swims left and right. I'm just hoping, you know, when I get 1 or 2 lumps down there in the last hour or so. Yeah, it's fishing really hard. There's fish cruising about everywhere, just under the surface. A lot of lads have just been mugging them and that sort of thing. Right, I'm not saying that were hard, it was just frustrating. I've ended up with 4 carp, absolute terrible. He's had a good run last hour. Dave's come down that side and caught a few, but I think they've struggled over there. I've got to be lower off in the section, I'm sure, but I'm just going to quick walk down and see what Martin's got and Alan. Yeah, lad on my right thinks he's probably second in the section. The lad 3 pegs up to my left, he's saying he's won the section on that end peg, so I guess we'll find out, won't we? I think I've got about £25, 4 fish. I don't really know what Martin Allen's caught down on this bottom bank, but just going to find out now. That's Match Lake. No idea how it's fished in here. I haven't spoke to anybody yet. This is Alan Sutton's peg. Looks like he's gone for a walk, or he's gone to see Martin. That's the peg that Martin drew in the Maven match this qualifier. I'll just show you the hole that I cut out this morning in the reeds. Is where I'm caught. There we go, look. Nice little hole. That done me a lot of good. Right, I weighed 29 £, bit more than what I thought. The kid on that other end peg, he's weighed 31, so I might be looking at 4th in the section at best. Just have a look what this lad's weighed in this corner. We've had a great last hour.
There's a pound there.
Yeah.
32.4. Yeah, mate.
Where's the big one, right in the other net?
Tell you what.
The big one in the other net?
Not sure now. Yeah, the big one. That looks like a big one in there.
How was it? Oh, it was in that net.
He only needs 31 pound here. That's more than that.
Oh, 40, looks like you've done it. I think you have. Yeah, you ain't got enough bird.
Not quite enough.
Well done, mate. I thought it's more than that.
Well, 40 on my right, he's weighed 65 £. It looks like he's won the section and the lake. On my left, he's weighed 56 £. He's had a cracking last hour, and I just hadn't had a fish in that last hour. I don't know if I fed it wrong. I don't know if I fed it at the wrong time. I honestly don't know. I had a quick chat with Martin Arrell, and he just seems to think it's just, you know, it's that unpredictable. You can't really say what it is, but so as it stands, I'm 4th in the section. Don't know what they've weighed over there, so I'd really need a section win tomorrow, which would give me 5 point total and a chance of just, I don't know if I'd even scrape in the frame with that, I don't know, but I get some kit packed away. Well, a bit of a disappointing result from that match, but I mean, that's the way it goes. Having said that, you know, I had 4 fish for my weight, which was 29 £. That was 4 fish. Fordy, who actually went on to win that lake and win the section, I think he'd only got 7 or 8 fish. So that just shows you how close it is, you know. And I've come off 2 fish on the short line, on the margin. I've come off 2, and the one on the method that snagged me up as well. So that would have been 7 fish there. And I really consider myself to have fished it and fed it, not completely wrong, but certainly nowhere near right. So it just shows you how close you can be in these matches. Fishing like that is something I've not done anything of. As you know, the weekend of the Classic is a little bit of a it's not a holiday, but it's a break from a lot of the matches that I fish, you know, and it's just a bit of a wild card event that I like to fish every year with Martin. Go away, have a great couple of days away. I love the event, and you know, I learned a hell of a lot. A lot of people have asked me why I've actually gone on that again, because it was the same weekend as the Ringers 2-day festival, or the 2-day competition at Ferry Meadows, which is obviously all bream fishing, which is suited more to the style of fishing that I do. The reason why, you know, I go in that event, because it's just a little bit different. You know, rest of the year is quite serious, and I want to get results, and it's all very calculated, if you want to use that term. It's just a nice weekend away. That's why I did it. So yeah, a bit disappointing after that day. Those 6 points I ended up with in that section just kind of finished the festival for me, to be fair. So the next day, I left the pole in the van, and I just fished on Spessy Lake, and I had £60 of carp. One of those was you know, a 20-pounder again. I learnt a lot this weekend. I've learnt a great deal about catching big carp, and I'm catching some bigger carp now than what I have done before. I'm picking up a few things from the way a lot of specimen lads fish, and I think I'm kind of, you know, working 1 or 2 things out, I think. So hopefully you'll see progress of that over the next few weeks, next few months really, if I continue to catch big fish. A lot of it is watercraft, and it's not only what you feed, it's where you feed, and it's also the timing. The timing is very, very important, and I've learnt quite a bit about that this weekend. So it was by no means a wasted weekend. It was fantastic. I really enjoyed it. And you know, just a quick message to one or two people that have been asking me why I go there and why I haven't been fishing other matches that are more local to me. Anybody what knows me knows that I want to learn new methods. I want to learn different ways of feeder fishing. If I wanted to just get results, I'd go to Southfield every week. You know, there are matches there every week now, and you know, the reason why I'm not doing that is because, you know, I want to be fishing different ways. And I think you'll all agree that catching bigger carp on the commercials, a lot of the big events now, the UK events, are on commercials. And I'm not saying it's all about method feeder fishing, I just mean any sort of fishing. The way that these bigger fish and the carp feed is something I want a greater understanding of, and that's why I'm going in the matches that I'm going on. You know, I could go to Southfield every weekend if I want, but I love that sort of fishing, and I love that venue, and I love the set of lads there as well. You know, it's a great set of lads, but I know if I keep going there and keep doing the same thing, yeah, I'll learn a little bit more every time I go, but I want to learn about catching carp and you know, other sorts of venues and different styles. And you know, by going on these other events, it's the only way I'm going to do that. And you know, I'm sure a lot of you will have noticed, just like I have, even fishing the European competitions now, which is a circuit I want to get involved in, and I will be more involved in now as I find out about more events in Europe. There's a lot of carp fishing involved now. A lot of them are wild carp, and of course it's not method feeder fishing because that's not allowed in international rules, but a lot of the techniques apply, and watercraft and the timing of catching these fish is something that's, you know, I just want a greater understanding of, and that's why I'm doing what I'm doing, you know. So yeah, I won't ramble. Thanks for watching. I'm sorry there wasn't any footage from day 2. You know, the festival was over. I just wanted to kind of have a bit of a chill out, and I fished the method all day. Had a really good day. Learnt loads from it. I ended up 4th in the section, which gave me a 10-point total for the festival. But like I say, it was a great weekend. Certainly not wasted. And you know, I'm hoping that the things that I've learnt from that I can take on to 1 or 2 more matches that are on Larford and places like Boston where there are some larger carp and that sort of stuff. So yeah, it was a good weekend. Really enjoyed it. So thanks for watching. Great to see a lot of you guys there. You know, a lot of you, you know, went out of your way to come say hello and just say you're enjoying the videos and stuff. Brilliant. Thanks for that. That's the kind of thing I want, just to obviously to keep me, you know, doing these videos. I haven't put one on for a week. That's because I've had a bit of a break, because what I've done is I've took a step back because I'm planning more videos in a different way. I've got a couple of series coming up, and I really need to plan them so that I can launch them in a professional way for you, rather than an ad hoc random sort of way. So if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. That'll keep you in the loop with all that. There's loads and loads coming up, honestly. So just get subscribed up and you'll be kept in the loop with all that. But thanks again to everybody who came to say hello. Really appreciate that down at Larford. Great to see you all. Friday tomorrow, as you all know. It's only a 2-day weekend this weekend. That's rubbish, isn't it? I'm on the Feeder Masters qualifier on Sunday at Boston. No doubt I'll see some of you there, and I'll obviously be doing everything I possibly can. It's late now, but I'm going to go and do some prep for that now. You know, I'm very eager to qualify for that, to win that 20 peg zone. So if I see you on Sunday, it'll be great to see you. That wasn't planned, but I'm going to carry on filming, and if I see you on Sunday, it'd be great to see you. If not, hope you all have a great weekend, no matter where it is and where you're off to. Thanks for watching, really appreciate it. Have a great weekend.